Hello children, today you will learn about how to write simple programs in Python. First, we will see what are the input-output statements in Python. Then we will learn how to print in different ways using the print statement. Then we will move on to writing simple programs in Python. First, whenever you start writing a program, you should follow the IPO cycle. It stands for Input Process Output Cycle. Whenever you are writing a program, say like finding the area of a rectangle, the formula for area of a rectangle is area equal to length into breadth, L into B. To calculate the area, you need two inputs which are the length and breadth. So in this expression, L and B are the inputs, multiplication is the process, and the area is the output. So you need to input the values, unknown values for L and B, multiply them and print the area on the screen. This is how you proceed about writing a program. So let us write a sample program for the same. For input, you need to give the input statement. How to get the input for variables L and B? You all know the rules for naming a variable. You can have a name like length or you can have it simply like L. So how to write an input statement? L is equal to input and within bracket give the expression, that is the command or the instruction for the user. What do you expect the user to input? You expect the length. So you give enter the length of the rectangle. Whatever instruction you want to give while receiving the input, you have to give it within quotes. It is a string. And the user, whatever the user enters, it will be stored in the variable L. Now you have a small problem here. Whatever value is received from input is considered as a string. So if I type 7.5 as the length, the 7.5 value will be saved as a string inside L. So you cannot add or subtract or multiply the number because it is in string form. To avoid that, you have to do typecasting. What is typecasting? Converting a data type to another data type. So when you say, for example, you have 7.5 as a string, say B is equal to string of 7.5. To convert it into int or float, you have to write A is equal to float of B. Whatever value you want to convert, give it within this open and close bracket of the float function. When you give it within the float method, it will be converted into float and given to A. So B will remain as a string and A is considered as a float variable. Only then the calculation will be done by the computer. So we have received the input. So before doing that, give float of input of. Only one method you have to include in the statement. Then B is equal to, again to receive the breadth, float of input of, enter the breadth. You can give a single quote also, either a single quote or a double quote. So we have received L and B. The input part is over. After doing this, you have to do the calculation, which is the process. So area is equal to L into B. Don't give any colon, semicolon, comma, any extra character anywhere. That won't work. It will cause an error. After getting the answer in the area, you have to do print area. If you simply print area, the answer will be something like 55.75. Just the number will be displayed. If you want to give some caption like area is or area equal to something, some message like this, then you have to give it here within quotes. How to give it? Either you print area or you will write print area is comma area. So this area represents the value of the variable and this one is the string as such. Whatever is given within double quotes will be printed on the screen just like that. Okay. So let me show you how to execute this program. As you already know, any Python program should be either typed in the shell mode. This is the shell mode. So whatever you type will be executed immediately. Only one statement can be executed at a time. So it's better you go for the script mode where you can save the program. So I'll type L equal to float of input of enter the length. Then B is equal to enter the float of input of enter the breadth. Right? Then what is the process? So input is over. The process is area is equal to L into B. I have given a small variable AR and print area is comma AR comma square units. So whatever message you want to be displayed on the screen, give it within quotes, and the variable should be given separately. You cannot combine a variable and a string together. You should separate it with a comma. Now after doing this, you have to save this program to run this. I have given area and run this program. The computer asked me to input the length, then breadth. It says area is 21.45 square units. Suppose you want to round this off, you don't want, sometimes you may end up in 7 or 8 decimal places. If you want to avoid that, you can give round off AR, which will round it off to an integer. Suppose you want 2 decimal places, give comma 2. Or you want 1 decimal place, you can give comma 1. Okay. This is how you have to write a simple program in Python. Now let us see some sample programs here. Here I have given write a program to calculate the simple interest. You all know the formula for the simple interest, PRT by 100. This, observe the formula. You have 3 variables that are required to calculate the simple interest. In order to find the simple interest, you need 3 values. What are the 3 values? Principal, rate of interest and the term. If you are given these 3 inputs, then you can easily give the formula and the computer will calculate the answer for you. Right? So, how do you write the program? Give 3 input statements, P, R, T. Okay. So, P, now I am going to convert it into integer, not float. Or we'll give the combination. Principal, I am going to give it as integer. Enter the amount, the principal amount. Then R is rate of interest. So it may be a float value. So enter R. Then T. Again term will be mostly int. Or you can give it as float also. Enter T. You can give a full form. I am just giving it as short. Enter R, T and all. So simple interest SI is equal to P into R into T divided by 100. As simple as that. Don't give any semicolon or anything. Then print the answer. Simple interest is rupees. And give SI. That's all. I'll run this program. It says enter the amount. I'll give the amount as 12,000. The rate of interest is 5.75. The term is 5 years. And we have found out the answer. The simple interest is 3,450. This is how you find the simple interest. So let's move on to the next program. Write a program to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. So Fahrenheit is equal to Celsius into 9 by 5 plus 32. So this is the formula. To do this, you have to input only the Celsius. There is only one input needed for this program. So you can add comments to a program, right? A comment is one which will be ignored by the compiler. It does not follow any syntax rules. It is just a comment to write a program to convert Fahrenheit to Celsius. Like this, you can give a comment. Okay. Now, what is the input required? Celsius is equal to float of input of enter the temperature in Celsius. Only one input is needed. Then you have to give the formula. You can give the formula. Now notice here I have given a small c as the variable, but you cannot get a capital C in the program because uppercase and lowercase characters are treated differently. So change any one. Then print. That's all the formula I have given. Temperature in Fahrenheit is, and give F. That's all, as simple as that. And I'll give 35.5 and it says temperature in Fahrenheit is 95.9. That's it. So let's look at the next program. Write a program to read a number in seconds and convert it into minutes and seconds. So you all know 60 seconds make a minute. So whatever number is given in seconds, you have to divide it by 60. The quotient will be the minutes and the remainder will be the seconds. Right? So let us first see how it works out, this program. Say I give 210 seconds as the input, right? When you type the input in the Python screen, output screen, you should not type these characters. And when you type numbers, you should not give comma and other things. It is not considered. You cannot give 20%, $20, $12. All these are not allowed while giving inputs. Even strings should not be allowed. If you type an int or float, just the number should be given. You should not add anything along with that. Got it? Okay. Now, suppose I give 200 seconds. I want to convert this into minutes and seconds. Divided by 60. 60 into 3 is 180. And you have 30 seconds remaining. So 210 seconds can be written as 3 minutes and 30 seconds, right? 3 minutes and 30 seconds. The remainder is the number of seconds and the quotient is the minutes. So how to divide this by 60 and get the quotient and the remainder? To get the quotient without any decimal places, excluding the decimal places, you should do floor division. Okay, you have 3 types of thing. This is normal division. When you do normal division, it will go like this. You will divide it and it will give a decimal point and continue the program like this. In this way, you will get a decimal number as the answer. You cannot separate it as minutes and seconds. So don't do this normal division. Go for floor division. So it will truncate the remaining things and give you only the 3. So when you divide something by any number using floor division, you will get only the first part, the whole number part. Then when you use the modulus operator, 210 modulus 60, you will get the remainder alone. 210 floor division 60, that is integer division, will give the quotient. Modulus operator will give the remainder. So let us check it out. So let's go on to Python and ask the user to input the seconds. Seconds is equal to int of input of enter a number in seconds and give the formula. Minutes is equal to seconds floor division 60. Seconds is equal to seconds modulus 60. Right? Now let us print seconds is equal to minutes, comma, this many seconds. Why am I giving the seconds 2 times? This will give the answer and this will give the string, the words that are required, like how you write in a word problem. Will be substituted with the value, mins will be displayed in the output. You will not understand now. Enter a number in seconds. I will give 210 seconds. So it says 30 seconds equal to 3 minutes 30 seconds. How did I frame this expression? See, I have given SECS. What does SECS contain? 30. So it is replaced with 30. Then this I have given within quotes. Whatever you have given within quotes will be displayed as such. Whether it is meaningful or meaningless, right or wrong, whatever you give here will be displayed here as such. Then will be substituted by the answer which was found out here, and mins will be displayed here as such because it's a string. Then seconds will give the answer, and within quotes SECS will give the words SECS. So whatever answer you want to frame in the expression, you will give it as such, right? Now next, we move on to the next program. Write a program to input a 3-digit number and print the reversed number. You have two ways to solve this problem. See, remember, any input which is received by the user is considered as a string. So, if you receive an input n from the user, suppose I enter 365. Remember, n is a string, and in a string, the first number is referred with index 0, second number has index 1, third number has index 2. So when you print n of 2, 5 will be printed on the screen. N of 0, 3 will be referred to. N of 1, 6 will be printed on the screen. Right? Now, I will show you how this works out. Right. So I will assign 365 as a string. So let us see what is n of 0. It is 3. The first, this digit. N of 1, n of 2. Right. So to take this number, you should type n of 0. The next number is n of 1. Next number is n of 2. So instead of printing it in the correct order, can simply print it as n of 2 followed by n of 1 followed by n of 0. So what will be printed? 5 will be printed first, followed by 6, followed by 3. When you print three things separated by a comma, it will leave a space in between. Okay. So let us check. I'm not going to do it in the script mode. We will do it in the this mode. Not input, not int, just receive it as a string. Enter a 3-digit number. The input is asked. I'll give 365 as the input. See, this is the thing that in shell prompt, whenever you type a single statement, immediately it will be executed. You have to do it as immediately. Now print n of 2, comma n of 1, comma n of 0. This will give the answer in the reverse order. Now remember, when you give a comma in between 3 variables, it will leave a space in between. Now, instead of a space, I will show you how to print it in different ways. Instead of a space, you need 2-3 spaces in between the variables, or you need a hash in between variables. You need a comma or an @ symbol or anything in between the variables. You have to use a keyword called sep, not a keyword, a word called sep. Sep stands for separator. What do you want the variables to be separated with? I want to separate them with these many spaces. See, so many spaces are left out. The same thing, I want to separate them not with spaces but with 3 hash symbols or different kinds of symbols. So whatever you give within the sep word, within quotes, that will be used to separate these values. But what is our requirement? We don't want this space at all. We want to remove this space. To do that, just give an empty string here. Just an open quote and a close quote, single quote I have given. See, now it has removed the separator at all. So this is the use of sep, S-E-P. S-E-P is very important. S-E-P is not printed at the end of variables. It is printed in between 3 variables. So if you have 3 variables, it will be printed in 2 places. If you have 4 variables separated by commas, separator will be inserted in 3 places, not at the end or the beginning. Okay. Now, there is another way of doing the same program. See, whenever you will need this logic, in different programs, how to separate the ones column from a variable, that is a number. When you divide a number by 10, you can get the ones column as the remainder. So you know what is the operator for getting the remainder? Modulus. So when you have a number n as 365, n modulus 10 will be the remainder. What will be now stored in the remainder? 5. That is, the ones column will get separated. If you want this number, you want to divide it by 100. A number modulus 100, a 3-digit number modulus 100. We'll divide it 3 times and you will get 65. And here you have to take this one. Or we have another simple method. You replace the value of n. N was first 365. Now remove this 5. Now n will become 36. Now again do modulus of 10. 6 will be obtained. Now remove this 5. N will be left with 3. So do floor division and remove this ones digit at all. So this is how we display the reverse of numbers. So I'll show you how to do that. First, input the number. This time it should be an integer, only then you can divide it. Enter the 3-digit number. Right? So you have 365. Say for example, you have 365. Now you have to print n modulus 10. So what will be printed on the screen? 5 will be printed first. That is the ones column will be printed. Now you have to remove that 5. So n equal to n integer division 10. You have another way. You can also write / equal to 10. This is a shortcut of doing it. Okay. Now print the ones column again. Now n modulus 10 will give you 6. Again give n equal to n floor division 10. Now we will be left out only with a single digit, which is n. Now let us work it out and see. 365 is the 3-digit number. Now we get 563. Now the problem is the 563 should be displayed in this way and not one below the other. To do this, we have a keyword, not a keyword, a word called end. What do you mean by end? Once Python prints something, the print statement is ended by a new line character. What do you mean by new line character? When it prints something, it will go to the next line. The new line character is enter, new line. It will start a new line and print the next statement in a new line. To avoid that, we should give end is equal to just an open quote and a close quote. So this will cancel that new line character and replace it with an empty string so that it will print it beside the same number. So I'll give 365. Now it becomes 563. Instead of printing the 6 or the 3 in the next lines, I have replaced the end of line character with the empty string. So we get 563 easily. Right? So let's move on to the last program. Write a program to obtain the temperature for 7 days of the week and print the average. How do you find the average? You need 7 variables to store the temperature for 7 days and print the average, which is divided by 7. You have to divide the sum by 7. So get the input. Because it's temperature, I'll give float. A is equal to float of input of enter the temperature for day 1. Right? You have different methods of receiving the input in the same line, but as of now, since this is the first class, it's better if you do it in separate lines. Right? Later on, when we move on to tuples and other things, you will learn how to receive the input in a single statement. Then you can easily do that. E, F, G. Even you can replace it again. Every time you can add it and do it in the same variable. You need not give 7 or 6 variables. Sum is equal to A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F plus G. Then give average is equal to sum divided by 7. Right? Now, you can also avoid this separate variable for sum and give directly average is equal to sum of all this divided by 7 in the same line. You need not calculate the sum and then print the average. Now, average temperature and print AVG. Now I'll run the program. Day 1, 56.5, 45.4, 43, 33, 45, 41, 37. That's it. The average temperature is 42.9. It's such a big number. To avoid this, you can give round off. You have to use round, comma 2. If you do this, you will get it like this. Say, I'll show you how it works. Just give round off and the value, comma 2. This is how the round off function works with 2 decimal places. You can give 4 decimal places or 1 or whatever. So hope you understood how to write simple programs in Python. In the next class, you will learn to write conditional statements, that is if statements, if, then, else and all those things. Okay. If you have any doubts, post it in the comment section. Thank you, children.